Everybody wants to know, what are the private property rights like over there? Well, what about law and order? Paying an insurance tax from the FARC or from the guerrillas or from the cartel. I remember the first day I got here, I was looking over my shoulder, waiting for someone to jump out of the bushes.
What's up, everybody? Andrew here with another video. Today we are in the pueblo of Sonson, Antioquia. And today I'm here with my friend Jordan. How are you, Jordan?
I'm feeling good.
Jordan actually owns all of this. No, he doesn't own Sonson. He owns an avocado farm. How many acres?
About 40 hectares.
40 hectares, that's a giant ass piece of land. We're gonna learn all about his avocado farm, production, sales, and the investment opportunity that he has for all of us. Are you ready for this?
I'm so ready.
Let's do this, let's go. Jordan, tell us, where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Seattle, Washington. I spent 20 years in Reno and then finally got a chance to come out here and check it out and fell in love.
And how did you fall in love? How did you get out here?
You know, I find most people find it in social media, but I got really lucky. A buddy of mine married a local Colombian in Bogota. So I went down there for 10 days, fell in love. I'm from Seattle, so I like the weather, and eventually came back, checked out Medellin, loved the weather there as well, the people, the paisas. And I said, I have to make a life here, and decided to move.
And how long have you been living here now?
It's almost 2 years.
Now you own an avocado farm and this big production and this business. How did you get into it?
You know, that's actually a really funny story. A business partner of mine and I just kind of stumbled upon the opportunity because someone said, avocados are amazing. Hi, nice to meet you, right on the street. And after kind of hanging out with them for a few days and seeing the sites, they said, we're gonna send you this spreadsheet. And the spreadsheet said 30% a month return. And I said, that's amazing, let's go. Unfortunately, they couldn't back up any of their numbers, but we were already so mentally invested, we decided to just start doing the due diligence. And after about 6 months of due diligence, spending a lot of money, we realized that there really was an opportunity and that this was something we want to get into. We want to live here, we want to give back to the community, and this was the way to do it.
And how did you find this town of Sonson?
Sonson is kind of like the Napa Valley, if you will, of avocados here in Colombia. And so we said, Sonson is perfect. We've got the best production, the weather's correct, we've got the right elevation, and we found a farm that was just perfectly situated between all those variables. Really clear opportunity.
All right, so we're gonna go check out the farm. How far is it from the town itself?
It's about an hour away, but that's only because you have to go slow because of the dirt roads.
Okay. All right, let's go. Let's do this. Let's go. All right, we're here at our first stop, Jordan. Tell us about this place.
So this is what I would call the first section of the finca. So what we're looking at right now, whether it's in front of us, behind us, or back over here, there's about 4 separate fincas, and we've got reed avocados climbing this mountain. We've got Hass avocados over here. We've got some more reed this way, and we're probably looking at about 7,000 trees.
What do they do in the back here when they get them?
So what they do is after they bring them down, they take them here on ATVs and they process them. The first process is really just making sure there's nothing obviously wrong with the avocado. Then they clip the stem, and they don't pick the stem because if the stem falls out, then it's going to go bad really fast. So they clip the stem so they don't fall out. Then they put them in these 40-kilo sacks. They weigh them, they stack them, and then someone will come by later today and just fill up a whole truck of them. It's pretty big, and it depends on how many people we have working. The harvest time for a reed avocado, and we've only got 2,000 of those, so we don't need to hire 30 people to have us harvesting all day. Okay. So one smaller truck a day for that.
We're gonna go to the next section. Let's go.
I love it.
All right, let's do it. All right, now let's get into the nitty-gritty of the business.
Oh, I love it.
Tell me about the investment opportunity for anybody that's looking to get into Colombia, maybe with an investor visa.
A lot of people are attracted to the idea of being here for a long time, and they think, oh, let's go buy property. And property is great, but you have to spend a lot more money to get that visa. A lot of people don't know that you can just be a shareholder in a company. As long as you spend enough money, you can get your visa that way. We say the minimum is about $50,000. If you want to invest in our project, if you do it directly, you can be a part of that visa program, and that'll carry you through all the way until you can either decide if you want to become a citizen.
And what are the expected returns for an investor?
So we've got really two ways to invest. We're doing debt, 1, 2, and 3 year debt at 10, 12, and 15%. That's a very obvious return because you're getting your debt. We're using that, we're cycling it through the exportation. It's highly liquid, it's great. The return for the people that want to be equity, as we call it, meaning they want to be owners of a finca, they want to be owners of a farm, they want to support the people and be there for the long term. They're looking for a 3 to 5x exit, 4.5 to 5 years. And so the idea there is we're buying this beautiful farm in a country not everybody knows about. So we're basically creating expenses in a cheap currency and getting paid in US dollars and these other strong currencies. And so the opportunity there is to buy the business, clean it up, get the exportation running, and then another company can evaluate us at a much higher valuation because we've done all the hard work already.
What would someone have to do if they're watching this video out there and they want to get involved?
Their best bet is just fill out the form. I know you've got one associated with this video on the website. You'll contact me and we'd be happy to talk to everybody one-on-one. Anybody that wants to see the farm, once we get in contact, we like to have them here because I'll tell you what, it is a huge eye-opener. When you see this property, it changes your life.
That's why I wanted to do the video, because when you explained it, I was like, okay, that seems interesting. But once you're down here and you see this, it makes it very real, very tangible. You see the people working, you see the trucks being filled, you see that this is actually turning over. And what did you call it? You called it not
green gold. Yeah.
Green gold.
Oro verde. That's what they call it here in Colombia. People in this country know that the avocado business makes a lot of money.
Yeah.
Not everybody knows how to make a lot of money on avocados, but it is green and it does make a lot of money. So they say green gold.
Who is your main export? Do you do domestic mainly, internationally, etc.?
We just export whatever we can, which is the vast majority of is Hass avocados. Sometimes you have Hass avocados that of course aren't perfect for exportation. So that gets sold here domestically, here we say nationally, but we really focus on the international. And now really we're just talking about the farm, but the meat of the business is the exportation. So we have access to over 120 other farms where we just go, hey, you don't want to export? We'll export for you. So we buy it at a reasonable price and then we sell it in the United States or Europe or Argentina, Spain, all different kinds of countries.
How do you see the competition? Do you see that there's other people that are coming in with a lot more money trying to do this, or do you think that you're in a good position?
We're 100% in an advantageous position, but the reason I can say that is because after we've done all this due diligence, most people actually still don't know what they're doing. They come in, they overbid for these properties, they don't test the soil, they're not looking at the product. I don't want to give away too many secret sauces, but they're not doing the necessary steps in order to know they've got a really good place. We know we're at just the right elevation, we know what our soil's doing, we know what the nutrient level is, and we already have clients overseas and we've already shipped a lot of containers. So we know that we're in a good place where a lot of the big money's coming in and they're saying we're just going to buy large swaths of land, and then they wonder why the production isn't where it needs to be in order to make the green gold kind of money they expect.
At the end of the day, how much are you looking to raise for this project?
So we've already raised $1 million. We're looking for another 2.7. That's going to close the purchase of this set of 5 fincas. Once we have that, we already have our exportation company, our licensing, our permitting, and our clients overseas, and the people we can buy avocados from. At that point, we'll just be saying, hey, do debt. You get your 10, 12, or 15%. We're just going to cycle that through as often as possible because we make about 15% on every shipment, and every shipment takes about 90 days for us to get paid. And we can do about 3 cycles a year, which means we're making 45% with our eyes closed. And we're still very small. Once we grow bigger, our costs will actually decrease and we can get closer to the 20% per shipment, and we can do a lot more than just 20 cycles per year.
I know I've got a lot of viewers out there that's saying, but it's Colombia. What about the cartel? What about the narcos? What about the guerrilla? What about the paramilitary? What about the prostitutes that are trying to kill you? I've got all those questions. Let's get to the next spot.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. All right, we're in the kitchen. They're making lunch. Jordan, tell us about this place.
So when we first started buying the farm, we wanted to upgrade everything because it was very under par. And remember, we're coming a little bit from a United States perspective, so we wanted it to be more sanitary, more commercialized, and just a bigger space to work in. So we said, let's get larger commercial grade stuff. let's get tile everywhere, stop using wood. So we have concrete, we have tile, and eventually we're going to put these stainless steel cupboards up here. But you can see it's a much better, wider space to work in. It's much safer because obviously we're working with a lot of hot oils and fire, and everybody helps out in the kitchen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Jordan, we are kind of at the top of this mountain here. Tell us about this location.
So this is one of my favorite locations. It's almost all reed avocados, but it is gorgeous. So you can actually see the avocado trees, how green the leaves are, and how lush everything is. This is actually a newer patch of area for cosecha or harvest. So we're talking like 3.5-year-old plants here having their first harvest. It was a great harvest. We had very large avocados. We had a lot of them, which is important since we're an avocado finca. And next year's already looking bright.
Tell us, what are the pros of living and doing business in Colombia?
The biggest pro about doing business in Colombia is that it's kind of like business 30 years ago. The stuff that makes money here is the stuff that used to make money in the States 30 years ago. And people are using no bank debt, no leverage, and they're making 30, 40, 50% returns a year in simple businesses. And so I love it. It's a great place to just do your thing and do well for the environment, do well for people, and make money. As an expat or as someone who's living here but making dollars, it's also amazing because just like the business, my dollars come in, I spend them here in Colombia. My cost of living is a lot cheaper. The paisa culture, I get to be a part of it and immerse myself. And both of those I love.
All right, and what are some of the negatives?
Honestly, the biggest negative for me is I can't find really good Asian food. I love Asian food, and every time I go back to the States, I want a hot bowl of pho. I want some like all-you-can-eat sushi for $25. I search it out. Other than that, and maybe some of the products I'm used to using in the United States, I guess that's a con, but the pros way outweigh any cons.
Right. One of the things that people ask about is safety, and we're in rural Colombia where, a lot of people think, oh, it's Colombia, you've got the FARC, you've got the guerrilla, are people taxing you, is the government going to take over your land? Can you answer some of those questions for us?
I love those questions because it's true. Everybody wants to know, well, what are the private property rights like over there? Well, what about law and order? And I'll tell you what, you get off the plane in this city, in this country, and immediately you think, what was I so afraid of? I remember the first day I got here, I was looking over my shoulder, waiting for someone to jump out of the bushes, and it's never happened. Now, I'm not out doing stupid things here, just like I wouldn't do stupid things in the United States.
Have you ever had any times where people tried to come onto your land, onto your farm, try to extort you, anything like that?
No, nobody's paying an insurance tax from the FARC or from the guerrillas or from the cartel. That just doesn't exist here in this community. Maybe if you go really, really far off in places where people know not to go, there could be some activity. But here, this is a splintered community. Most of these are just poor farmers trying to live day to day. The government doesn't just take your land randomly. Unless you're literally growing cocaine in your backyard, the government just wants their taxes because that's how they maintain the country. When we're talking about the rule of law, they have LLCs, they have corporations, they have trusts, they have lawyers, they have a Senate, a Congress, a president that's democratically elected. Everything is really, really, really similar to the United States. We can even own stuff here that is an entity or a person or a trust in the United States.
So if you guys have any more questions, make sure to leave a comment down below. If you guys want to reach out and you want to invest with Jordan, all you got to do is click on the link in the description below, fill out the form, and I'll get you in touch. If you're looking to relocate to Medellin, click on the link in the description below to the Medellin Masterclass. There's a free webinar. Make sure you have about an hour to take it. It's absolutely free. You'll learn everything you need to know about moving down here. Jordan, you've been an amazing guest. This has been an awesome experience coming down here on these ATVs, eating with the crew over here and meeting your workers, the family here, and obviously connecting with you has been amazing. Thank you so much for being an amazing guest, man.
Very much appreciate you.
We'll see you guys in the next one. All right, cameraman ready to go. No.